survive. We're taking a quick pulse across the country. We've been to Eldoret, where John Wanyama was speaking to the residents there. Now we should be heading to Nyeri, where Martin Munene is standing by with the people just to find out how they are surviving this COVID-19 times and what they think should be the way going forward in terms of how to recover from this and what more cushion they need. Martin, good morning. It's good to see you. What are the people of Nyeri saying?
All right, a very good morning to you, Trevor. This morning in Nyeri County, I have a group of young people involved in different sectors in the country or even within this county, and I want to have that conversation with them. It has been hard, to be honest, for a lot of people. We've seen in Nyeri County some businesses closed down. Therefore, we know a lot of people are feeling the heat, and I just want to bring them on board. And we'll start on my left here. Kindly introduce yourself and very briefly, first of all, tell us, how has it been for you since Corona came?
Yes, I'm Monge, youth from Nyeri County, and I would say that matters with respect to coronavirus is something that have really hit us hard as young people, especially when you know with the level of the unemployment. It is something that is making a lot of young people to really feel the burden, because when you check, it has also affected the education in the sector, and you know when it affects the education, that means a majority of the young people are the one who are going to be affected. When you check, let me say in the universities. When you check, like in the universities, majority of the young people have been relying on themselves to educate themselves. And when you check that, when we go to the fact that now the education has been stopped, that means that they have got to go back the drawing boards to be able to recap whatever they are going to lose. And that means also in terms of financial costing, this is going to be a very bad burden for them.
Says it has been hard, and he mentioned the education sector. I want to introduce the other members here. There's a lady here. Kindly introduce yourself. Tell us, since Corona came, how has life been for you?
My name is Emily Monge, and I run a community-based organization called Inspire. And Corona has been hard for a lot of people, including ourselves, because ours is a community-based kind of an organization. We have been out there and we have seen the kind of life that people are living, and I can tell you for a fact that people are suffering. Until at some point we had to ask out there who can help, and then in our own small way stepped in to be able to distribute things like food, things like reading materials, things like art maybe for the kids, because right now, apart from starvation, people are also suffering from depression and mental health issues.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to come back to you. We go to my third and final young person here. Kindly introduce yourself and tell us the same thing. How has it been since Corona came to this country?
Okay, I'm Benson Nyeri, and also known as Kenya Bingwa in Nyeri. The issue of Corona has really brought about all about the issues concerning the issues of financial instability. And for the young people, I can say that it is the main issue that is causing a lot of problem to our society. For instance, the young people who are being involved in various businesses cannot engage themselves in those businesses due to the issues of the government policies. I can give an example of Kakere Road. There is no more business there, and you know 80% of the young people, or 80% of the business people in that place are the young people, and it has brought to an extent of they cannot even be able to pay their rent, bringing the issue of insecurity to the county, because everyone wants to feed his family, everyone wants to feed himself, but he cannot be able to do so. And as a young person, I would encourage or urge the government to come up with a mechanism that will help both the young people on their livelihood, even if they will not come back to their normal life, but it will boost them. We know the government cannot feed the Kenyans to the extent of like everything that they need, but the government can come up with a policy that will not squeeze the young people or even the people of the Kenyan people. Yep. And also the issue of the economy. I would urge the government to come up with a mechanism that will help, even if we won't go back to our economy, but it will also help us boost the economy to an extent that Kenyans will no more sleep hungry. We believe that hungry people are hungry people.
And maybe, Benta, as we move forward, what do you think should be done? What is tomorrow like? If things don't change in this country, what will tomorrow be like for the young person living in Nyeri?
Okay, for the young person living in Nyeri, I will say this. If the government don't do something, the young people will decide on doing on themselves. They will make real life, but get them something to eat. You know, there is this say that they are saying nowadays, better to die by corona, but never to die with anger. In which they take anger death is more of embarrassment. But when you die of corona, you will die on the line of duty. So let the government law go to that direction. Because if we go to that direction, it will be messy. Yep.
He says that people feel they would rather die of coronavirus than of hunger. Let me go back to this lady. You tell us you run a community-based organization. I know you're involved in the education sector. How has it been, especially in the informal settlements within this county, the slums and the like?
Well, one thing we have noticed is that first, education is not getting to these children, because we recently did a survey and we found that people don't have TVs or anything. So a lot of these children are idle, and the worst part is that their parents are also idle. So the question has always been, how can we have homegrown solutions that can be able to curb this idleness? But we have been able to come up with a few things. Recently, we encouraged the children to plant gunia shambas, and I had the privilege of interacting with a few of them yesterday. And lo and behold, we have people eating from their skuma and spinach. Something I would say that the people who are involved in helping, don't ever stop. You make a difference in someone's life, whether it is uji or giving a book or something like that. But let us not stop, because people need us out there.
Okay, and as we wrap up, I'll speak to this final gentleman here. What are your final thoughts as we wind this up? What is the future like? What should be done? As a young person watching you, what should they hope for? What should they look into?
First, I would want to tell the young people that it is really upon themselves to really fold up on checking what their future want to be. Because when you check, when we say that we're going to rely on the government, it is so unfortunate that the government tells us to stay indoors. And then when you go out there, they are still doing politics. This is so unfortunate. So instead of giving us a good atmosphere whereby we are going to think of how we're going to put life ahead and how we're going to soldier on as young people and as a country as large.
Very much. Mboy there, Emily there, and Benta saying that for them as young people, they feel it is time that every young person, no matter how hard it is, they have to come out, because they cannot count on the government to do everything. But besides that, they also say if there is a little thing you can do, no matter how little, to not only help yourself but to reach out to the next person, please do so, because it means a lot. It could mean saving a life. And from Nyeri County, Martin Munene, I take you back to the studio where Trevor is.
Well, thanks, Martin. Martin Munene there, speaking to some youth who are doing their best they can to survive this COVID-19 and also to help others in the process. We all have to be